Hello, guys, and welcome to the official Doctor Who podcast.
We're your freshly regenerated hosts. I'm Shabaz.
And I am Nadia J. Now, this is an inclusive space, all right? Whether you are a Whovian
Or a Nuvian.
Oh, like that. Thank you. This is the place for all your Doctor Who needs. Spoiler alert! Woo-hoo. Spoiler alert. So we're going to be talking about the 2 episodes that are now available on BBC iPlayer if you're watching in the UK, or Disney Plus, we're available, and then come back here.
So let's do this.
Now, this is important, okay? We need to introduce some fantastic people that maybe you can't see right now. Can we make some noise for the Who crew?
That's all 5 of them.
That they're going to be here as well.
Okay, so first things first, we need a guest.
Yeah.
I beg your pardon. Did our guest just materialise in? Whovians and Nuvians, we've got writer/author Jamie Windust.
Wow. Oh, what a delight.
Yes.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for joining us. Okay, Jamie, tell me what you're most excited about when we're delving into all things Doctor Who today.
Now, there's a lot to choose from, but I'm going to go straight to the wardrobe. Has to be the looks.
The looks.
The look.
The boogeyman.
Oh,
Scary
maestro.
times. Even more scarier times. Also, Ncuti's development as the Doctor, his character, his stunts, his outfits,
Fashion.
his skin.
Yes.
Plus, all those Easter eggs and teases, right? The one who waits. His legions are
one
coming.
who waits.
There's too much going on.
There
please.
is.
What does it all mean?
If only there was an original exclusive podcast to break it all down.
I know. If only we had Russell T Davies on the podcast later.
Which we do.
Do we?
If only there was a surprise guest coming through the internet in this episode
We've got a surprise.
to unveil their cameo.
We've also got a surprise
If
guest.
only. If only.
All that and more.
Guys, we're getting too excited, okay? We actually have to get through these things. We're going to kick off and start with Space Babies, all right? Let's
I'm
run
ready.
the clip.
Do you see? It's calm up here, but underneath it is seething, just like downstairs with that creature. It's got to be a crew or a captain.
This is how it reporting from 13.6. I keep getting these temperature fluctuations. I'm flipping up safety bulbs 10 to 16. Try cross matching with the CO2 exchange. Until we get that pressure down, I can't.
Hi.
You alright? But you, whoa. We've been waiting for an awfully long time. Mummy, Daddy.
Oh no.
No, darling, we're not.
Boys, I gotta tell everybody. Mummy and Daddy are...
I'm not going to lie. Everything about the babies talking was so entertaining to me. Like, just seeing their eyes doing one thing, but their mouths doing another was like... it's like
What did you
cleaning
think?
yourself
Do you think it was weird or cute?
I think it's a bold first episode.
Yeah.
And I don't think I would have ever expected to see a space baby.
Those babies were gorgeous. I'm not going to lie. I did get a bit broody. I
When
was
I
watching and I was
when
like...
I
You got
saw it,
broody?
though-
Ever so slightly.
In a baby farm.
And bless Nanny didn't even want to get involved too much with the babies because she would have got broody as well and been holding them all
And then
and like
did she?
cuddling
No,
them.
do you know what she actually said, which was
Yeah,
grim?
what was
I
she-
didn't want them
I
to
didn't want
see
them
me
to see
die.
me. I know. Oh, yeah, that was quite sad.
But that's part of life. That was not a good lesson to teach those kids that actually
No.
people just come on ships and leave. Is saying that Nanny's gonna die.
Do you know what?
Get
They were
over
so,
it.
bless them. They were so like, they were like, have we done something wrong? I was like, sorry, respectfully, I'm still trying to adult. You lot are running a ship.
Yeah,
You don't know
fully.
what you're doing. You're listening to Nanny.
That's true.
Applaud where applause is needed.
I will say
because
I would appreciate a machine coming out of the floor to blow my nose.
I would love that.
Oh,
for
yeah,
me.
you would like- I
Would
would
you
like
love
that.
it though if it made a boogeyman downstairs though?
I'd only
Oh.
want it if it made a boogie downstairs. I don't like my
Boogeyman.
neighbour.
You don't like your neighbour?
My downstairs neighbour could do with the boogeyman.
They could turn into a boogeyman.
Thank you.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
probably
are.
Yeah.
Ah, that was brilliant.
What did we think about the boogeyman? Because were they trying to say that the boogeyman wasn't real?
So, you know,
I mean, I was thinking of it more in a like romantic sense. I was just like, well, you know,
The
we
boogeyman?
make. I know. Wait for me to land.
go on,
like
let
the
me land,
ship.
let me land, go.
So I was thinking, like, obviously, you know, we look at babies and think that they're perfect and whatever, but they have boogers and they can turn into boogeymen. And every story needs like a bad and good. And actually, the complexities of being a boogerman doesn't mean that you're a horrible human being, which is why Doctor Who was so like, I can't. You're one of a kind. Like, I can't see you be killed. Do you know what I mean? That's what I took from it anyway. It was quite emotional, to be
It
honest
feels
with
quite
you.
fitting.
And
I
then
would have
Nanny
just-
ended up turning into like a boogeyman like murderer. And it's like, no,
but
Nanny,
she wasn't a
no.
murderer. She was trying to protect. Like, I'm sorry, I would have done the same. I'd have ejected it into space. Right?
I know.
I would not have been like, oh, do you know what I'm going to do? Last of its kind, first of its kind. I would have gone. Do you see how scary it was? I
was
watched this
scary.
and it was so loud that there was points when there was kids sat behind me watching it because
Yeah, because we went to the premiere.
Oh, clang.
And the kids went. I just wanted to put that
Yeah,
in
and
there.
I was
'cause we didn't-
hosting and it was amazing.
We didn't get a
We had
chance to
such
say it
good
earlier,
time.
so we thought we'd just slip
We'll
it
just swing
in.
that
you know.
in there.
But yeah, so at the premiere, there was 2 kids sat behind me, right? And I'm telling you, every time it screeched, I went, oh my God. And the kids were just loving it. And I was like,
That's what I mean.
but
Kids
it's not.
love a boogeyman.
They don't like a boogeyman. That's the whole point. It was I think the boogeyman was made to keep them in line, to stop them from like getting too out of hand. Otherwise, they would have gone exploring and doing all sorts of kid stuff. So
Okay.
Fair.
Yeah, I like that for you. I see that for you. That's give it. Yeah.
Okay, enough talk about boogies, all right? We're going to now move on to a Nuvian, actually.
Yes.
Ruby. Brand new and very inquisitive, always asking
Fresh out
questions.
the box.
Yes.
Fresh out the box. What are your takes on Ruby?
We've got a great insight into her already. I feel like the Christmas special gave us a very good insight. But now she's very funny. She has that kind of northern charm that I
Yes.
think slightly confusing
that.
the Doctor. I feel like they both need interpreters at times.
you
One
know-
Gallifreyan, one Yorkshire.
Ruby, I feel like, is going to be a bit of a troublemaker. Not in the bad sense, because who doesn't love a troublemaker, right? It's
Yeah.
this idea that I think the Doctor's a bit more sceptical this season, this time round. New Doctor is very like, oh, I don't think we should go there. I think Ruby's going to be like, we absolutely are going
Yeah.
there.
It's very like, I don't think we should go here. Oh, Ruby's
She's
already
already
there.
gone, yeah.
Yeah.
Turns around, Ruby's already. I
Yeah.
think she's going to
Yes.
cause more of the mischief.
She's definitely giving me break the mold vibes.
Yeah.
Like, I think she's going to really give the Doctor a run for his money.
That's it.
I think he's also a bit scared. He doesn't know her potential for good and bad. Because there's been so many moments, like we can touch on the kind of snow. Like, Ruby seems very powerful with no explanation whatsoever.
What I love about Doctor Who and why I'm such a big fan is its ability to go anywhere in time at any moment and do what you want with history. The ability to go any point, but it's Ruby. If you notice, that's instigating some of this. She was the one that instigated Space Babies. She's the one that instigated going to see the Beatles. Is Ruby something a bit more? So if you think about it, and also didn't she say, "I want to go and see dinosaurs" or something like
She
that?
did
Which
say
is why
that,
we
and
ended up
that's
going
how
back
we had
to
the butterfly situation.
I'm telling you.
Even the fact that it was said and straight away it happened for me, I was like, yeah, who is this girl?
I think you're right. She is a bit rambunctious.
Rumble. I love that
I love
word.
that word too. Oh,
Thank you.
Jamie, you're giving it large
Rambunctious.
today.
Yes. Don't forget,
giving.
writer and author.
Oh
That-
yes.
yes.
Oh yes.
Good of his
Oh,
words.
Two
you know
very
what
different
they're doing,
jobs.
know what they're doing.
You know what you're talking about when it comes to Ruby. I want us to dissect the Doctor. He is
Sure. Two
very
hearts.
emotional and very vulnerable and happy when he's happy and worried when he's worried. And I feel like I'm feeling the emotions with him.
What did Doctor say? He said, "I don't have a purpose," and I'm like, that is so relatable. And I think that's why people love Doctor Who so much. Because
You have
for
a
me,
purpose.
everybody has a purpose, and of course you have a purpose. You're the Doctor. Do you know how much you have done? How much of humanity you have saved? That is your purpose.
How
But-
many Christmas days have been saved
Exactly.
because of that
You know,
man?
yeah, exactly.
But
And
I think
how
it's
many-
quite nice for him to challenge that and question that.
I think it's sad because I feel like he doesn't know how special he is. Oh, God. No, he doesn't know how special he is. And I think this is a thing, like, everyone can relate with that. No, I think everyone can relate with that. Genuinely, I think we can all relate with that because imposter syndrome, even the Doctor, someone like the Doctor is feeling that, like, the feeling this idea of not feeling like you ever are enough or you've done enough. And I think that's the beauty of Doctor
As
Who.
a Whovian, is this completely new when it
No.
comes to the Doctors and their emotions?
No, I feel like what these first 2 episodes do is they've taken me personally right back to that energy from watching it as a kid, where it's very energetic, it's very
Yeah.
fast, but you also get to know them both very quickly.
Yeah.
And you fall in love with them very
Yes.
quickly. It's not a slow burn.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
think people will love that. It's, I'm in.
Do you know what we was with the whole scanning thing, right? I don't know. What do you think he suspects that he knows? Because he was doing a DNA scan, innit? Or was he just doing a scan? Because I don't know. I can't like.
What
was
do you think, Jamie?
I think that the Doctor is suspicious, but he's doing it from a self-preservation. He's like, couple of question marks over here. Let's run a quick scanio.
And when you say
See what happens.
self-preservation, what do you mean?
I think he's maybe trying to think, don't want to put my life in danger.
Is she a baddie?
Maybe. I don't know if
she
he's
is.
there. You hope she's a
No,
baddie.
absolutely. Companions are always good people, right? I love
Yes.
a villain, right?
Yeah.
So what if the companion is a bad guy?
I don't think she's a bad guy.
No, she is.
Sure.
I think, no, she is. I think there is some sort of relation somewhere. I think he knows her parents. I think he's involved in how she's come about somehow. Maybe not genetically.
What if he's her parent?
No, I don't think it's that obvious. I think it's more like if she's the child of even like someone he's got like beef with. Do you know what I mean? Like
He's got beef with a lot of people.
I know.
That's a lot of children.
And I think he's checking the DNA to see which one of it is it? Like, is
no,
it?
yeah, you're right.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
'cause
think she's got too much power and he doesn't know where it's sourced from. All right, so let's just go straight into the Devil's Chord. All right, let's talk Maestro. Let's talk powers. Let's talk costume. Let's run this clip.
Henry, get away from him.
Them.
What?
Me.
What?
I'm them.
You're who?
Yoo-hoo! Nice to see you again, kiddo.
You know each other.
That's my daddy.
Don't be ridiculous.
You didn't look at my name, sir.
Of course I did. It's Henry. What was it? Henry Harbinger. That's it.
Harbinger! Think of him as my prelude. And now his song is sung.
You're shook.
Honestly,
She was scared. I remember meeting you afterwards and she was like, I'm so scared. I don't like it.
as someone who works in music, that is not what I need to see. Do you know what I mean?
And what we at the, you know, when we went to the
When we
premiere?
went to the premiere, when I was hosting at the premiere.
When
So we had a
Nadia was
chat with Russell.
She had
and
a
it was me
private
and
chat with Russell. And Russell
It was
actually
not
said-
private, it was a Q&A. Let's not start
Right,
rumours.
listen.
Sorry, she'll tell the story.
She got given all the info, right? And what Russell actually said was that Jinx Monsoon, they're friends. So Jinx Monsoon was someone that was always in line to play a role. So I feel like Maestro was written because Jinx is so
Yes.
musical,
Yeah.
theatrical. I could not see some characters. You can see other people playing it. How can you have had anyone other than Jinx Monsoon playing that character?
The outfits. Oh. If your lapel isn't a piano, we will not be speaking in the future.
No, yes,
The
absolutely.
makeup,
Incredible.
the hair. That's what my future's going to look
Yeah,
like. I think the show, this episode, The Devil's Chord, is terrifying because it's when they talk about dance. No dance. No love songs.
Yeah. I was actually quite disappointed when they got there and was like, the Beatles weren't the Beatles and they were singing this dreadful song. I was like, I'm sorry.
Cilla Black was singing.
Cilla Black.
She was singing a song as well. It was like
literally like I was like, no, what is going on? And sort it out quickly. Like I've never watched a Doctor Who episode and was like, get to work, get to
Get
work.
to the ending now.
Now.
Right? Get
you
the
haven't
ending.
got long because I'm working in this industry
yeah.
in 25, 44
Did you
years
not see
time.
yourself in the future though? When they went back in the future,
Well,
Nadia was just on
I
the
was right
streets
there,
like
yeah, I
this.
was right there.
Without
So sad.
She was stood by a mic going,
You see, like a
No
boogeyman
guns
is
and
just
stuff.
scary.
Yeah.
But like someone like Maestro would just creep up from behind me, and
Yeah.
that is frightening to me. Yeah, I think I really enjoyed that. That it was actually like a big adult like me was actually genuinely quite scared. Didn't know where the episode was going to go as well.
Uneasy, isn't it? I think that uneasiness.
Yeah,
It's because
Speaking
it's
of-
real, though. And
exactly.
Like, because it's something that could
the
happen.
real Abbey Road piano. It's a real
Right.
location. We know where it is.
real historical characters.
They're on the
which
zebra
I've been
crossing.
to, by the way. I just thought I'd mention.
Yeah.
that.
Clang.
The biggest question, and I want to ask this, is Ruby just a companion? Let's have this prediction
No.
now, and then let's see what happens episode 7.
What do you think she could be?
I don't think she is. I
An
think there's
Avon
something
lady.
else going on. I don't think she's an Avon lady. No.
So why don't you tell
She's
Jamie, not
selling
the Avon lady?
She's not selling Avon.
Tell
she is
Jamie what
bad.
you said to me off mic, and we managed to bump into this character as well.
Oh, Clang. Where was-
Listen,
let
are
me
we
guess.
ready?
Let me guess where you were.
Go for it.
Go on.
The premiere.
Oh, we're at
At
the
the
premiere.
premiere.
No, honestly, what happened, right? So me and Nadia already had this conversation. We're like Mrs. Flood. Do you remember Mrs.
Remember
Flood?
Mrs.
Oh,
Flood?
off EastEnders.
What did Mrs. Flood do? Mrs. Flood looked dead in camera and
Dead
she
in
said,
camera and said-
Dead in camera and said,
Never seen a TARDIS before.
Got a lot of winking.
yeah,
We
that's
did.
what I mean.
Winking's
So
come back.
she's kind of, I think, Mrs. Flood. Now, here's what happened. So we speak to the actress, the very talented Anita Dobson.
Yes.
And me and Nadia are like, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to get it out of her. And we're like, oh, we sort of like slyly went,
Yeah, like,
oh, you were so amazing. Like, we think you're going to be such a big baddie.
Well, I'll tell you what I thought. I thought she was going to have like undo her hair and just
Zip
have like
it off
snakes,
like a Slitheen.
Full on, like, full on.
slithery character.
But someone said, do you know what someone suggested? Someone of the Kruvian, said,
Love
right? Kruvian said that what if Ruby is Mrs. Flood?
But
Mrs. Flood is Ruby in the future.
In the future.
Something like that. But anyway, so we're speaking to Anita Dobson.
What did you ask her?
Anita Dobson, talented actress.
Legend.
The way she made out, so casual, like, oh no, I don't know what about. But it wasn't, it was in a way. What
It
did
was
she say?
weird.
She's giving it away.
No, she didn't.
She didn't.
She didn't.
We
No,
can't
she totally
work
went
it out.
She totally just went.
She just went,
right.
oh, right,
Oh,
okay.
you need to speak to Russell about that.
Yeah,
And
see
we
if you can
just,
get me in. And we were like,
we just walked past and went, oh my God, I'm so disappointed.
no, I don't believe it though.
This
Like,
is what I'm saying.
Something's
Did
not.
she- I thought, oh, do you know what? You just brought her back for one episode, then brought her back
It's
to the premiere.
impossible.
Yes.
And I feel like this is what this series is about. It's very much fun. It's been playful.
Yeah.
Do we think that this is kind of the energy of the new Doctor?
I think it's something, again, nothing wrong with all the others. It's something about two young, sprightly, fashionable divas having this type of energy.
Yeah.
It's very fun to watch. It's very relatable in a way. You can kind of see yourself in both of them. I think whoever you are, because Ruby's got her mystery.
Shooty's got his fashion.
There we go.
Yeah. And his emotions, don't forget.
There's a bit of something for everyone, but I think we will see that throughout the rest of the season.
I think the Doctor's always been playful in a the reason, like I said, I love it so much is because the Doctor is so different and has never really cared about what the norm is. You know, the Doctor has always been quite different, and I do think you're right in what you're saying about him being playful, and maybe that's the energy we're going to see. But more so than anything, I think this Doctor is also really not as clued on because things have changed so much in the Whoniverse.
And seeing him scared does really kind of, it's a different kind of viewpoint when you're watching.
Yes.
Normally the Doctor's, you know, flamboyant, he knows what he's doing. He's got a bit cheeky. Don't get me wrong, he gets emotional, but not straight away.
He does get scared, but it's this type of terror is so terrifying when you know that the
He said
person
it
in
from the moment
charge
the
is not.
boogeyman, he saw it. Like
He's a bit like a puppy when he first regenerates. He's a bit like all over the shop. Lest we forget Matt Smith and his fish fingers and custard.
Oh, I love that, fish fingers and custard.
They're always a bit manic, but yeah, I agree. He's got his thinking cap on.
Yeah, he's skeptical of things. Whereas they normally come out and they're kind of like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm new energy. He's kind of like, okay, this is who I am. This is what I want to do. And also everything is now, you know, I am wise. I've been there, done that. Loads of stuff's happening. He's straight away, companion. There's a bit something dodgy.
Yeah,
What's the first thing you did? DNA tester.
Yeah.
Is she the father?
Is she the father?
We'll find out after the break.
There we go.
We'll find out after the break. Thank you.
All right, we need to talk about the big musical moment, okay? Because there's always a twist at the end.
What did you think?
Do you know what? I wasn't mad at it. I was pretty scared most of the episodes.
Yeah,
so
so
I
you-
needed the
welcome.
release,
Yeah,
to be
light
honest with
relief
you. So I was
for
like,
you.
oh, happy days.
But the song wasn't good because the song was like, there's
I
always
don't even
a
remember
twist.
the song. I was
Yeah.
just happy to see some colour, a little bit of rain, some very famous people. Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? I was in.
Yeah. The bigger thing is, right,
Yeah.
aside from the music, was that the Harbinger. What's the twist at the end?
Yeah,
the Harbinger is
still about. All right, so speaking of that big musical number at the end, we had some very familiar faces. First of which being Shirley Ballas. The second, Jojo from Strictly, who's joining us. Make some noise. Hi.
Hello, beautiful.
So good to see you in the episode. Talk to us about the filming.
Listen, it was for the whole day for me felt a bit surreal, to be honest. Well, when Russell calls, you don't say no. I've been a fan of his for a long time. But like I said to you, it was just beautiful. Like when I got to the set, like for me, I think when I saw the TARDIS, I was like, oh my goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
This is
Okay,
it.
like life made.
I
You
made
know what I
it.
mean? Like, I don't want to put it that way, but it was honestly surreal. Like everything was just beautiful and we were looked after so incredibly well.
Oh, talk to us about that day.
The first thing, I mean, we were taken to our trailer, hello. And then it was time for hand makeup, which once again, you know, as a gay flamboyant man, that is my area to thrive.
Yeah.
I was sitting in that chair, girl turned out, I had a wig.
The wig.
And
You had a
at
big
that
old
point-
wig on. A full wig.
Yeah, you ate with that.
Babe! But that was the lovely thing. It's like when I got to wardrobe, my mind was further blown because the ladies, I just told them about my measurements and they came out with this fabulous flared pants that they offered to me after the shoot. I was just like, Jesus Christ, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like it was just, I was so happy. I think, honestly, it was one of the best days in my career. One of the best days of my career, honestly.
amazing.
And it boils down to the people, isn't it? Because it was still meeting Nshuti and Millie and see them do their thing. That for me, I think was also another moment where I just thought to myself, wow, I'm sharing the same space with it and breathing the same air with these people. But it was Jack Murphy, the choreographer, that I thought was just brilliant at how he brought so many seconds of dancing, but it was pure joy. And that was the fun part about it. It was just like, wow, this is thought of, this is well planned, and that's what you want to be a part of, isn't it?
And give us some gossip. Are Ncuti and Millie good dancers, or did they struggle? Wow, what was the day like?
Wow, honey, there was no struggle. Can we talk about the fact that they're natural? I was like, I don't know what they do in their private, and I know that dancing is not their thing, kind of a say, but I mean, they threw themselves into that. I mean, I remember just seeing Millie's face and the facial expressions. I was like, girl, you need to be on Strictly Come Dance.
Yes.
But I mean, it took me by surprise as well. I didn't know he is such a. But I mean, what did I expect? I didn't expect anything less, honestly.
What is it like sitting on something like this? Because obviously you would have filmed it and you can't tell anybody.
I couldn't do it.
How do you stay silent?
It's hard, isn't it? But when you're standing in the air,
It's hard. It was literally like, it's hard, isn't it?
I mean, to be fair, we've had to do it too. We've had to be
Really?
quiet,
I
just
mean-
doing this.
But let's be honest, is there somebody that you sat down and said,
Absolutely.
Just one.
No, I'm not at all. I have no idea. I'm not told a
No,
single
not at
soul.
all.
I told Shabaz.
Yeah, I told Nadia.
yeah.
And we told Jamie today.
No, you have to understand, like, I had to tell my mom.
You have to tell mummy.
Do you know what? But I know she'll protect me. Do
Yes,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? But it was hard. Honestly, it was.
Oh, that's amazing.
Bless your heart. So I've actually got a question for you, Jojo, because I used to dance, and I love saying this. It's like when men say I used to play football and I got an injury. So I used to dance and I trained. I went to RAD and I did ballet and tap. I mean, I stopped at 18, so my body's reset. But learning choreography and how quickly, because you're a professional. So what does that look like when you come on set and you've got the choreographer and he's like, bam, bam, bam. How long is that taking for you to learn?
Well, that's the thing. If it's flowing, if it's groovy,
Oh, yeah.
do you know what I mean? It shouldn't take you that long. I always say, do you know what I mean? When it's something that your body can follow, when it's something that you can enjoy. I mean, it was the music alone
Yeah.
was enough to send us into a tears. You understand what I'm saying? And that was the thing. He gave us the freedom to take it wherever we wanted to. It was not as direct. It was like, these are the steps, but let's see your interpretation. And I think that's what a clever choreographer does. He's brilliant. He's brilliant. I mean, he was just living for Shelley Palace, Jack. But it was beautiful. Do you know what I mean?
But you're also so good at it. So I think
Jojo,
it would
just flex. Is it 10 minutes?
Yeah, like
15?
listen.
Do you know, just give us a
Yeah, the rest of us would have been there an hour a day, 3, 4
Speak
days.
for yourself.
Yeah.
I still go dance classes in Pineapple, right? I know what
but
I'm
you
doing.
said you've stopped
Get
dancing.
me on Strictly, all right? I'll cut my hair and I'll be second Jojo.
Perfect.
Oh, amazing. Jojo, thank you so, so much. You're incredible to watch, whether it's Doctor Who or Strictly. So, yeah.
And thank you for joining us
guys.
today
And
as
thanks for
well.
joining us.
We love you.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. I really had a lovely time. Thank you.
So, everyone make some noise for Joe. Bye. Now, still to come, we have got an exclusive sneak peek to the new Doctor Who episode. It's called Boom. All right. But first, we're going to get into something we're calling Dr. Dot. All right, Shabaz, I think it's time for you to get into your Whovian bag.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about the 2 episodes. They're brand new, but we've got some Easter eggs that we need to lay out. Some things we might have missed, hun.
I'm ready to lay those eggs.
Oh, we're
right?
ready to
Do you know
hear.
how ready I am?
How ready are you?
Fully laid them. I wrote it on my phone.
Oh, I love that.
So obviously the Doctor in Space Babies told Ruby, because he's given her a bit of background, and he told her about his home planet Gallifrey.
Right.
Now Gallifrey has been referenced in Doctor Who since 1963.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Lordy.
But it was actually not called Gallifrey until like 10 years later.
So was it called before then? Do you know?
They just called it Planet, innit? My home planet.
My home planet.
Right, yeah.
Love
and then
that.
it went
Defo missed that.
Gallifrey, and now we know Gallifrey.
Gallifrey. Thank you. I feel educated.
Next, please.
Thank you.
Next.
Right.
The Doctor refers to himself as the last of the Time Lords.
Yes.
Which is really sad, isn't it? So, this was the case after the Time War when Doctor returned. However, the Doctor believed this until the 50th anniversary episode, The Day of the Doctor in 2013, where they found a way to save Gallifrey.
Yes, I remember this.
And their people from the Time War.
Wow.
Later in season 12 in 2020, the Master committed a genocide in Gallifrey and also
wiped them all out.
dead
Right.
and himself.
Yep.
So that means the Doctor is the last of the Time Lords. See how
Thanks.
I gave you a bit of spices and I went, actually, no.
Yeah, I love
Sorry.
that. Thank you.
Don't get too excited. Still the last one.
Right. What else you got? What else you got up your sleeve?
And then the last one from Space Babies, the Doctor mentions being adopted. Right? In 2020, an episode, The Timeless Children, we discovered that the Doctor isn't actually even from Gallifrey.
Right.
He ain't even from Gallifrey.
So
He doesn't even go
what do you
here.
mean? He doesn't even go here.
He doesn't even go here, right?
Wait, what?
We discovered that the Doctor was found and adopted. And do you know
Yes.
who else was found and adopted?
Ruby.
I'm sorry, but isn't that...
The parallels.
It's like Tracy Beaker.
She's a bad guy. When we get to that last season finale, if Ruby is not a bad guy...
You gotta eat something that
I
you
will
don't
eat
like.
a hot chili.
Is there anything else you want him to
And
do
I'll
for you?
publicly tweet, I am wrong. And trust me, I do not say
Yeah,
that.
I don't.
Right.
I'm gonna hold you to that. Don't
So
worry.
his and Ruby's origin stories are really similar. So I think that's why it's like...
Do you think they were swapped?
Stop it. Jamie, why are you doing this, right? Stop.
so
Don't-
provocative.
So now, Devil's Chord.
Right.
That was all I had for Space Babies, right? Devil's Chord. Right,
Take us on a journey.
here we go. First up, the recent history and how it all ties together. The Doctor references the giggle
Right.
when Maestro emerges from the piano, right?
Yes.
Let's remind ourselves of that.
Wonderful game.
So that giggle, listen, the giggle,
Mate.
huh?
That's enough.
Something
for
along the
you.
lines of that.
It's not a bit of me, guys.
So the giggle is a terrifying tune that the Maestro sings, and it references the toy maker's laugh, which was used to signal to turn the world mad. So you're going to play that on the radio airwaves and turn
I'm
the
not,
world mad.
I'm
I'm
not,
telling you.
I'm not.
Nadia's going to turn the world
I'm
mad
not.
tomorrow.
But it definitely worked in the episode though.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
that's quite spooky.
Giggles to hear.
Speaking of which, Maestro is also the child of the toy maker.
Yeah, it's creeping me out.
Wow, what a
So
lineage.
there's something.
What a lineage.
There's something going. Do you know what else though? This is slightly off topic, right? Maestro is master in Italian.
Wow.
I didn't know that. Learn something new every day.
I'm telling you, I'm sensing the Caribbeans
Master.
are all like, ooh, because they're all thinking he's
Yeah.
onto something. Maestro, master, make it make sense. Now listen, more connections.
I'm scared.
The one who waits,
It's almost here.
is mentioned by Maestro, but was also previously mentioned by the toy maker last year in it. Let's have a look.
There's only one player I didn't dare face. The one who waits.
Who is the one who waits?
You weren't lying.
We'll be waiting, aren't we? We're waiting to find out the one who waits. He's making us wait. I'm telling you, it's Ruby.
He's making his weight.
It's Ruby. It's Ruby, man. Of course it is.
It's not Ruby.
She's not a good guy. She's a bad
It's
guy,
not
good guy. She's an
Ruby.
accidental bad guy.
I tell you what it is. It's someone who's connected to Ruby, but she doesn't know how she's connected to them. And I reckon she'll be the
I
reason.
think it's Ruby
I reckon it's the
in
flood.
another timeline.
It's Mrs. Flood.
Okay, so a nice one to end on, right?
All right, last
So
Easter egg.
right at the beginning of the episode, so the Devil's Chord, Ruby says that she wants to go and see the Beatles. Again, it was Ruby's suggestion to go see the Beatles.
God, you've really got
I'm
it in
telling
for
you,
Ruby.
Ruby's on it. And then the Doctor responds by listing what people usually ask for. So let's roll the clip.
Always in the Titanic! Or Mars, or Bethlehem. But the Beatles! Why have I never done that before? Come on!
Am I going to beat you to this one?
Go for it, Jamie.
Is this the one with Kylie?
La la la. Yeah, Kylie. Yeah. He does talk about it. He mentioned the Titanic. The 10th Doctor was on the board spaceship version of the Titanic with Kylie. Yeah, so you're right. Yes, he also mentions Mars. The Doctor's been to Mars loads, right? Man loves Mars. It's the home planet of the Ice Warriors, and the Doctor was there in the fan favourite episode, Waters of Mars, and I love that episode. So he was also there. He's mentioning a lot, and I know a lot of it's just to give people like sort of, oh yeah, do you know what? By the way, FYI, this is who I am. Yeah. But I'm telling you, it's because Ruby's making him because she's about
God, will you let go of Ruby being the baddie?
He's letting all the Nuvians into a little bit of folklore.
A little bit
He's
of
giving them a
we're
bit
merging
of...
Whovian,
He's
Nubian.
flexing.
Yeah.
Well, Shabaz, we enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've got more Easter eggs next episode. But right now, we're going to get into something really, really special, okay, guys? Because we managed to get some time with my new bestie.
Oh, did you get
Russell
some time?
T Davies. Yes, I did. Thank you very much. So we managed to get some breadcrumbs for next week.
Oh. Delicious.
The episode is called Boom.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
All right, guys, so let's see what he had to say.
So next week, Nadia, Shabaz, it is Boom, written by Stephen Moffat, the Stephen Moffat, the world-class Stephen Moffat, the creator of The Weeping Angels and The Clockwork Droids, the man behind the 11th Doctor, Matt Smith, and Peter Capaldi, the 12th Doctor. He knows his stuff. He knows his onions. He knows his TARDIS. And this is a phenomenal story. I begged him to come back and write it. We're on a war-torn planet, Castarian 3. It is bleak, it's scary, it's muddy, it's foggy, it's dangerous. And that throws Ncuti's Doctor into the most extraordinary situation in which both he and Ruby have to act at the height of their powers and use all their wits to escape from this. There's a great supporting cast, and there's a great supporting character called Splice. And one thing I would say in this story is be very careful about saying Splice's father's name out loud.
Consider us teased, guys. Oh, I cannot wait to watch Boom.
And here is an exclusive teaser.
Have you done your teeth?
Yes.
Well, I need to smell your witty breath. Oh, you little liar. Teeth now.
How can you smell my breath over the comp?
Dad skills, that's how.
No, we are. I'm very much looking forward to getting into that episode.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. Well, guys, can we please make some noise for Jamie?
Yay!
Guys, that's been great. We will see you next time. Bye.
Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Doctor Who YouTube channel.